Hey everyone, welcome back to the Absolute Sabers channel. Thank you so much for joining us once again. If this is your first time on the channel, we do a lot of unboxings, reviews of lightsabers from around the world here, so please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel. But today we are taking a little look at the Sky Destroyer from Vaders Sabers, produced by Nexus Sabers in China. This is a Starkiller Force Unleashed 2 inspired lightsaber. It's a massive shame though, because it was just used for the promo art for the game. It wasn't actually used in game graphics itself, which has been a bit of a thing in the gaming community for Star Wars for a little while. But it is a beautiful hilt. He does use two of them. We only have one. One's all we need. So a massive shout out to Vaders Sabers for supplying us with this saber to review for them. Definitely check them out, guys. I'll leave a link as always in the description of the video below. And you can use our code at the bottom here, ABSABERS5, for a little 5% discount on anything on their store. But today we are checking out the Sky Destroyer. This is it here in all its glory. It is a really nice hilt, folks. Really nice. Nexus, I've said a million times, and I think even going back to last year, when before we had the kind of little break, their quality just improves. It improves. Their build quality, everything about the lightsaber itself of this particular model is wonderful. I have had a higher end version of this in the past. If you haven't seen that video, I will link into it somewhere. We did actually install that in person with Ryan from Blackstar Sabers. And that was an SK Rogue One Master from Corbanth. This, I need to be honest, first impressions very good. It lives up to it. I wish I still had the Corbanth version, to be honest, because I would put them side by side. A couple of things that I don't like, but we'll get into that. But overall, very impressive. So pricing for this starts at $329 US. It's available in XENO V3 or Profi 2.2. You get to select your blade size, so 28, 30, 32, 36, I believe. You also have the option to add a hard shell case if you wanted to. The hard shell cases, in my opinion, they're definitely worth it. It'll run you about $50, but it is worth it to have a couple around, because they're great for storing blades, accessories. If you're going away to a convention, going to a meet, something like that, they're fantastic for carrying gear around. So I would definitely consider getting one if you haven't already got one. But it's a great thing that they've done now. They can actually give you the option to have the hard case, not have the hard case. If you're like me, you end up with a lot of these hard cases lying around. I've got about 10 or 11 of them in one of my closets. So if I was ordering something like this, I would definitely be ordering it without the hard case. So a fantastic option. Obviously, the more options you pick, so if you want Profi 2.2, which is a higher tier soundboard, you want the hard case. Even a little spot of weathering as well. Vaders Sabers do offer weathering services too. So obviously, the more you select, the more that cost is going to go up and run you more money. In terms of what you get, obviously you get your lightsaber itself, you get your blade of chosen length, you get your screw pack, you get your little tool pack, you get your instruction manual, you get a little stand and a blade plug too, as well as a recharge cable. We know the Nexus products, folks, by now on this channel. We've reviewed enough of them, we know what we get with them, so it's a bit pointless for me to pull everything out every single time for every video. We are interested in the meat and potatoes right here, so let's have a little look at it. So really nice. It's got a nice kind of black and chrome finish, little kind of red jewel here that you can see. This is a shine through as well, so when the saber is on, this will obviously light up too. Lit pixel PCB installed in the hilt. It comes with a lovely brown wrap pre-installed. Now I prefer this over the TXQ version because their wrap comes separate. They leave it up to you to install or to fit. This one isn't the best quality necessarily, but it does a good job. If you wanted to get a higher quality one and fit it yourself, you could do, but the fact that it comes pre-wrapped, it's pretty good, pretty nice, solid job. One button operation as well. One of the things that I don't like about Nexus, they haven't yet made that jump to 2-button. TXQ did quite some time ago. Nexus haven't made that jump to 2-button quite yet, so in my opinion it makes for a slightly more difficult operation. Definitely not a deal breaker, it's still very easy to operate, but having that second auxiliary button is definitely far more advantageous. Obviously Xeno 3, so you do have the Bluetooth app as well, so you can connect wirelessly to the lightsaber and control everything from your iOS or Android device, everything from your settings, your fonts, your blade styles, your built-in blade styles, your built-in ignition styles. You can do a lot of stuff with that Bluetooth app, as well as update the firmware when it becomes available as well. So these are firmware updatable, folks. I've only done a couple of Xeno 3s in the channel, haven't gone into massive depth yet. If you do pick one of these up and you want to add sound fonts, we have a sound font tutorial. I will link into that as well. Very, very easy to add sound fonts to these from the likes of Kyberphonic and K-Sith, for example, if you want those really nice and bassy, accurate Canon sound fonts. In terms of the chassis, I'm just going to open up the pommel here. One thing they started doing at Nexus, they started transitioning a lot of their lightsabers to these fully removable chassis. The first one that we had in was the Anakin Episode 2, I believe, from Dark Wolf. And that had a bright gold plasticky chassis, which was fully removable. Not the best finish in my opinion, but this is a massive, massive improvement. So fully removable, PCB pins here, obviously you've got your internal PCB and you've got your pogo pins. You probably can't see them, but they are there. So on the chassis you've got your battery, you've got a lovely kill switch. I love how they've started doing these kill switches. I've first seen that on the Dooku, I believe, so fantastic, fantastic feature to have. Your USB-C recharge port right here as well. The speaker is behind this little piece here. A little bit of debate as to whether it makes it sound worse or better. I don't know, it sounds pretty good. Anyway, coming round the front, you've got your Xeno 3 board, your SD card, and a little micro switch as well. So if we turn this on, another thing that we do have on these new chassis is we've got accent lights as well. So I'm just going to turn the sound down. I'm just going to mute it right now, but if we turn this on, you'll obviously see these accent lights on both sides. So really, really nice touch. Bearing in mind, folks, these are still classed as budget products on the Saber market. Obviously, you've got your lit pixel PCB as well. Really, really nice touch having these accent lights. It's something that's usually reserved for far more higher end products in the Saber market. Obviously, you get your gesture control, your twist on, twist off, your thrust on, stab on, pull off, all those lovely motion controls that we're used to with a lot of the higher end stuff, as well as Xeno 2 previously. But yeah, no, I'm really digging the new chassis. They feel a lot more higher quality. They actually feel solid, to be honest. I'm giving these a really good kind of squeeze. They do feel solid. So they've obviously changed something over at Nexus in recent months, because this does not feel flimsy at all. It is absolutely solid. So we'll pop this in. Screw that back down. And this is where your button's going to be, guys. So just volume high. Set the volume high, and let's light it up. So we've got our accent swings that are obviously now working with Xeno 3, which is great. You get your smooth swing, your flash on clash, your blaster block, deflection, all that good stuff as well. Lit pixels at the top. You're going to get a multitude of sound fonts pre-installed on this as well. I can't exactly remember how many. It seems to change every lightsaber I have in from Nexus. I think it used to be about 36, and it went down into the 20s, and it went up into the 40s. Either way, you're going to get a good selection of sound fonts with this lightsaber, folks. And obviously you can add more as well, because it's Xeno 3. It's compatible with taking custom sound fonts, which is one of the things that we do love about the Xeno boards as well. So overall, guys, the build quality is great. This is solid. It's got a really good weight to it. It's very comfortable in the hands. It's not too thin, not too thick. I just wish they really would go to a 2-button setup, if I'm honest with you. It's about time that they made the transition. They have made so many great moves forward in the last year and a half, Nexus, as a producer, which is why the likes of Vaders Sabers carry the Nexus stuff, because they are fantastic products. They are reasonably priced, very reasonably priced, and the quality you get is absolutely fantastic. So that's one thing I would really like to see, is just to have that 2-button option on at least the kind of replica character style lightsabers, because having that auxiliary button, folks, it does make things easier. It does make things a bit more intuitive, in my opinion. The 1-button operation, you can get your head around it really quick. You do have that manual to refer to as well that you get with every lightsaber, but the 2-button operation just makes things a little bit more intuitive, in my opinion. So let's go pop a blade in it, give it a little swing around. We'll come back, give you my final thoughts on Galen Marek TFU2 inspired lightsaber from Vaders Sabers. I do love how these have got accent swings now. It makes for a much greater experience. Really nice weight to spin around with it a little bit. Very comfortable in the hand as well. You can get a good two-handed grip on it, avoiding the control box obviously. Yeah, I'm really digging this. Really nice, comfortable, sounds great, well balanced, great selection of fonts pre-installed, blade styles, ignitions. Might actually prefer this in green, but you see this one's pulsing as well, so you get a bunch of different blade styles, folks, built in. Same as Xeno 2, you can skip through them, assign different styles, assign different ignition styles as well. But with Xeno 3 you can do that through the Bluetooth app. Yeah, I'm liking this one. Let's head back and I'll give you my final thoughts. So that's it here, folks. That is the Sky Destroyer from Vaders Sabers. A massive thank you once again to them for sending that to us. I say sending it to us, they actually gave it to me in Florida, but last September. So apologies for the wait on the review, folks. We've got a lot going on, as you know. Thank you for your patience. Love it, guys. Absolutely love it. If you're looking for, you know, a TFU2 style lightsaber, I would definitely recommend one of these. Worth every single penny, every single cent. Very well built. Okay, yeah, it hasn't got 2 buttons. We can live with that. That's more of a preference than anything else. Overall quality is fantastic. Great quality, great features, upgradability. And I was talking about these upgrades and updates earlier on by the Bluetooth app. Nexus are always working on them. They might take a bit longer with Xeno 3 than they did with Xeno 2, but as soon as one's available, you can download it, it will install it via Bluetooth. It could not be easier now to update firmware of your lightsaber, especially your Xeno 3 lightsaber, for example. And it takes sound fonts too, guys. You've got a bunch of different blade styles, a bunch of different ignition styles. The Xenopixel really still is one of the top tier kind of budget options. Okay, prices may have increased a little bit in the last couple of years, but so has everything. But so has the quality. And I think the quality increases that we've seen from the likes of Nexus, with their chassis, different features, you know, little upgrades, little touches here and there. It's really worth it. It really is worth it, because at the end of the day, you can still be paying upwards of $800, $900 or pounds for something that's completely custom. Depending on the options, obviously, you can have things done cheaper. But if you go down the proper custom route, you're looking at mega money. You're looking at, you know, serious money that a lot of people do spend, including myself. But for the average consumer, the average person that just wants something that does what it says on the tin, this is perfect. It's remained perfect even in the months that I've been out. Could not recommend it enough. So like I said, folks, you can use my code ABSABERS5 at vadersabers.com. I will put a link in the description below. Thank you again for joining us. We will be back this week with another Saber review. Until then, take care, and may the Force be with you all.